The narcissist wants to keep people stuck. Think about that for a minute. Everyone, if you like the content, please like, subscribe, and share. So, something the narcissist wants to do, and I've mentioned this for years in videos, is they want to keep people stuck. They want to keep people trapped. They don't want people to advance. They don't want people doing better than they do. And what the narcissist really wants is they want to take the best of one person, take every best ingredient that person possesses, and they want to use it for themselves as fuel to catapult them from one leg of their life to the next. And then once they realize that they don't need that person any longer, they want to discard them, crumble them up like a sheet of paper, throw them away in the freeway, wash, rinse, repeat, or rinse, wash, repeat. But any way you look at it, this person you are thinking about, they are trapped in a cycle. They are never going to improve. They're only going to continue to get worse over time. They will only deteriorate. They're only going to continue to fine-tune their skill set of manipulation and do what? That's right. Keep people stuck. Think about this. When you were trying to break free from the person you're considering, maybe you were married to them. Well, was it easy to divorce them? It was anything but easy. What about the custody of the children? Was it easy to get custody or the proper custody arrangements? No, it wasn't. Was it easy to get the assets divided properly? Absolutely not. And did that happen? I'm sure it didn't happen. You see, this person you're thinking about, the person you were in a relationship with, they were masterminding the whole demise of you, of that relationship, and of anything that mattered to you. And once they took whatever they could, and let's say that you were discarded or it ended however it ended, then they would collect everything they had stolen from you that you knew about and things you didn't know about, and they would leave you reeling. They would leave you stuck. That's what the discard is. The discard is meant to come out of left field because no one ever is prepared for a discard. But then again, very few of us were educated on narcissism when we were younger. And when the discard takes place, it isolates somebody, it leaves them left for you know what, and their support system has blown up. Their whole support system is blown up. And they usually don't have the money, the health, the time, the energy. They definitely don't have the clarity, and they don't have any support to help put themselves back together. This is all because the narcissist had insidiously, methodically, and deliberately worked on that person, which was me and it was you, from the inside out. They began to slowly plant seeds of doubt, plant seeds of despair, plant seeds of wondering. And this is why these people, they can slither through life so effortlessly. I'm referring to the narcissist because this is all they do. They continue to do the same things over and over and over again. And what they don't want is they don't want people to heal. They don't want people to see behind the mask. They don't want people to put themselves back together and rise through the ashes like a phoenix, dust themselves off by the bootstraps and put themselves back together. Because if someone were to do that, like I did, or like you've done, or you're doing, that creates a narcissistic injury. Again, I don't care about the narcissist getting an injury. I really don't. What I care about is you healing. That's why in virtually every video I've created, I've suggested, and I'll do it right now, to go no contact, block that person, delete them, remove them and all flying monkeys and people associated with them, if not now when. If you realize or recognize that the person you're considering is toxic, maybe even narcissistic, and you haven't gone no contact, I am not certain what you're waiting for. Maybe it's not the right time, maybe you're not strong enough. Any way you look at it, eventually you'll have to do that because there are 4 ties that must be cut. And the ties are the emotional tie, the financial, the physical, and the spiritual tie. And those ties must be cut by you to benefit you and to help you elevate away from, up and above, away from the narcissist. And this is how the narcissist lives their lives. All they want to do is live in people's minds rent-free. They want to take away from people. They want to ruin relationships, destroy health, steal money, and destroy hobbies and mindset and more. Now you may think to yourself, well, the narcissist I know, they weren't that bad, they weren't that toxic. Well, then you should count your lucky stars. The point is, you're still here getting your cup full. You're still craving the wisdom, you're still craving the education and the knowledge that I provide for you with each and every video. You, at one point, you were the new supply, as was I. You don't want to be the new supply. The new supply is a person who's being abused day in and day out, week after week, month after month, until that relationship also breaks, just like yours did and just like mine did. But having said these things, why the narcissist wants to keep people stuck? It's because it makes them feel better. The narcissist needs supply, positive or negative. My take, again, and I've said it for years, and I'll say it again, they prefer negative supply, which is destroying people's lives rather than, let's say, them actually holding down a 9-to-5 job and earning money. Heaven forbid they do that, but let's say they did. Well, then they're just one person in a company and they're earning money, and they're still envious and jealous of their peers, of their boss, of their coworkers, of the founder of the company, and more. When they can get negative supply, what's negative supply? Negative supply is turning somebody inside out. It's disrupting their energy. It's keeping them stuck. It's not being authentic or genuine. It's punishing somebody for possessing things that they don't have themselves. And this is what the narcissist is so good at. The narcissist wants to lure people into that web of abuse, into that ocean of manipulation, and into that minefield of toxicity. And once they lure that people in, it's too late. Remember, had you known what narcissism was before you met the narcissist, would you have run for the hills? Probably. But that's not what happened, because the narcissist didn't tell you who they were. They didn't hand you that 2-page report and say, this is who I am, it's what I'm going to do to you, it's what I did to other people. They did anything but that. And so what they wanted to do was get a head start by using your time, using your money, using your resources, using your ideas, hopes, aspirations, dreams, and everything about you. And that's what they've been doing since they were born. They've been recycling people, burning through people, blowing up relationships, and then at times going back and hoovering people, or giving them a little love bomb, or trying to get them back into another period of time, into another fraction of a relationship. But why the narcissist wants people stuck? It's because they can't stand another person, which in this case is you, and it certainly is me, winning. They don't want us to win. They don't want us to retain or maintain our beautiful, bright, shining light. What they want to do is try to extinguish our beautiful, bright, shining light, which is why the narcissist is the polar opposite of you. They live in the underworld. They lurk around corners. They creep around the darkness. They don't want the beautiful, bright, shining light. They want to steal it, capture it, and extinguish it, which is why they want to keep people stuck. So let's say your relationship ended in the past. I don't know, year, 2, 3, 5, whenever it ended. What did you do? Well, you were reeling. You were stuck. You didn't have the answers to the questions that you were searching for. And of course, the narcissist wouldn't give them to you, because that would mean they would have to give you closure. They're never going to give you closure. They will never give you transparency or honesty, or they don't have integrity, and they will not be authentic or genuine. So when they discarded you, you were left on an island of abuse in an ocean of toxicity. You didn't even know that, but that's where you were. That's where I was. And you had to go to work and figure out what had happened. Well, you did just that. And now my hope is you're not stuck any longer, that you're becoming unstuck. And yes, I created that video in 2021. It's titled this, When You're Stuck, How to Get Unstuck. And why do you think I created that video 5 years ago? That's right, because I was stuck. And I had to figure out how to get unstuck. And I did a magnificent job, and that's why I pay it forward and create videos every day to make sure you stay unstuck, because the narcissist wants you stuck. Think about it. Think about all the time that was spent trying to detach yourself from that person. Think of all the money you spent. Think of all the texts you had to read, or all the time you would get your phone a ping from the lawyer or from the accountant, or heaven forbid from the narcissist themselves if you didn't block them yet. All of that goes away once you cut the ties with the narcissist. And once you cut the ties, then you will begin to elevate and ascend. The narcissist can't do that. They're going to be stuck in that low vibrational quagmire state, looking for another person to trap down and take your place. That's what they do. What you do is you leave the narcissist in the past, you heal properly, and you begin to take off and accelerate and ascend. That's what I've done, and that's what you are doing. So you need to understand, it wasn't just you. The narcissist wanted everybody stuck, including their own kids, their stepkids, you, their other partners, their other people they were cheating on you with, their siblings, their parents, their coworker, anybody. They don't want anybody to ever do better than them. And the truth of the matter, before I close the video, because it's getting dark, is this, is you already are doing way better than they will ever do. Truth be told, you've always done better than them, even before you met them. The thing is, they sold you a bill of goods. They had you believing that they were your soulmate. They were the yin to your yang. They completed you, and you couldn't live without them, and on and on and on. Well, there's your toxicity, there's your trauma bond, there's your devaluation stage, and there is your narcissist. That's why you have to leave these people in the past, cut the ties, and move forward. So everyone, that's the video. I hope you liked it. I loved doing it from the about to be dark Carolinas. This is Andrew. Namaste. Have a great afternoon, evening, or morning. No matter where you are on the planet, you are not alone. I love you all, and I'll talk with you tomorrow. Late video. The sun has fast forward. We have a time change here in the States. Late video because I've been very, very, very busy with one-on-one sessions and from helping people in the community. Remember, if you want a one-on-one session, drop an email at narcdailyvideos@gmail.com. That is narcdailyvideos@gmail.com. But until then, enjoy yourselves. Continue to focus on yourself. Control what you can control. Have a small footprint. Heal properly. And understand that if you're not stuck, that's a fantastic thing. If you're still stuck to a degree, there's work to be done, but you're doing it. Don't let up. Cut those ties from the narcissist. Cut every single one of them and watch your life improve. It's what happens. It's one of the laws of the universe. It will only happen when you're free from that person because they want to keep you stuck so you don't reach the mountaintop, the pinnacle of indifference. But you will if you haven't already. I love you all, and I'll talk with you tomorrow. Bye, everybody. Bye.